Good boys. What have you got there? You got a little bag with a Squirtle in it.
Yeah.
Good morning, Alora.
Good morning, Daddy.
You know you were planting some seeds the other day. Let me show you what's happened. It's started to grow. That is your first tomato seed. Just starting to turn into a plant.
No, it's a cactus.
No, this one is tomatoes. Look, tomatoes.
What's my cactus?
Oh, shall we look at your cactus one? Let's see if there's a cactus growing. Let's see if anything's happening in the cactus tray. Not yet. Not yet. No cactuses yet.
Not one of my cactus. Where's my cactus seed?
Yeah, I'm going to push him under the soil a bit. No, no cactuses growing just yet.
Oh.
Okay. Well, something rather interesting has happened. So there was a knock at the door this morning. Thought it was the postman. It wasn't the postman. It was our neighbour from across the way, who I've never met before. And she came over and said, I need to speak to the guy that owns the bike. So I was like, oh, they want me to move my bike or something is in their way. She was telling me that someone at about 2 this morning had crouched down behind my bike, popped up with a bottle in their hand, and then jumped in a car and driven off. And what someone's done is they've pulled the fuel line on my bike and drained some of my tank. But the way my tank works is kind of cool because it's a 2-part tank. So they couldn't drain all the petrol or barely anything out of it. And some of it just ran on the floor. So they've got maybe enough to drive their scooter around the block or something a couple of times. So how do you find silver linings in that instance? That I've got a really good neighbour, Sarah, over the way there, and that I knew before getting on my bike, starting it up, and the fuel line not being connected, and that people are looking at my bike. So I've moved it onto our garden path and I've chained it up. So it'll be far more difficult to get to now. So yeah, hopefully that'll deter any scrots from attacking my bike again. But it's still running, it's fixed, it's just a fuel line, just push it back on. Yeah, so glad to have met my neighbour Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, you're really kind. So this is my grind box, and the Back to Blading community has now announced, thank you Lawrence, that it's toe rolls. You can't toe roll on this, so some modifications. Good morning, everybody. Oh. Good morning, everybody. It's another very quiet morning in Newlyn. I'm actually up behind Newlyn, as I normally am on this road, walking dogs. No one on the road, no cars. This is Saturday, so Saturdays are normally quiet for cars, but busy for dog walkers, and it's true today. It's incredibly quiet for cars, and I met 2 other dog walkers already. Been up a while. It's about 8 o'clock now. I've been up since just before 6, and just getting on with the day before it gets too hot. It was a scorcher yesterday, and I did a bit of work on my grind box, as you've seen. Didn't film any of the skating on it. I did get some skating in, trying to get the back to blade in trick, which is a 1-wheel roll, which I suck at, basically. So that was interesting. I managed to do toe rolls easier than I can do heel rolls, and I always thought it'd be easier to do the other way round, but apparently not. And because where I'm skating is a slight slope, getting your balance right is really weird on a slope rather than on a flat. Maybe I'll take my box somewhere and skate it. I don't know. It's quite heavy. I don't fancy taking it down the hill, or up the hill, or anywhere on any hills. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave it where it is. The sky's lovely, look at that. Blue sky. You may be thinking, why is there a nappy and some baby wipes on top of your synthesizers, Pete? Well, let me tell you, last night my baby girl went through the whole night in pants. So, no wee-wees, but this was up here as an emergency, just in case. But she did the whole night in big girl pants. Very proud. So, a productive morning. I have managed to do our first bed. Yeah, it's going to be our potato bed. Turn this into mulch. And now he's got a game of croquet. Oh yeah! Yeah!
You're pretty awesome at that.
Well done, Al! It's an absolutely stunning day. Just off down the hill now for a skate. Not having an aggressive one, just a cruise today. Nothing fancy today, just the joy of rolling today. So, just a chilled blade to Malsall and back. Maybe a little bit fancy. Backwards hill bomb. Not a super fast one though. Just a little roll. Here in Malsall already, didn't take long. Gonna head back in a minute. Stopped and have a look at the little island. Looking beautiful at low tide. giving up trying to do unities on there. It's too scary. The road's rubbish, the path's rubbish. At least on the roads, I can see people coming. I can keep social distance. Oh, it's kind of cute. Oi, show me your hands. Oh my gosh.
I did that.
You've got so much tomato sauce on you. It's disgusting.
So who's that for? Right.
It's Dairy Milk.
Is that mine?
No.
What is that?
Yours is here. Right. Mummy's going to sit it in here.
Oh,
What you're having.